God, I haven't been. Friday, out of the blue, I just woke up and felt absolutely exhausted, and I had breakfast, actually went to work, and I went back to sleep, and I didn't wake up again until just gone 5 the same evening, and I was only awake for 5, 6, 7, 8, 3 hours, and then went back to sleep all the way through till 2 on Saturday afternoon. My body is just totally shut down, and scared the shit out of me. Really bad. I had abdominal pain again, and but that just felt drained. So after humming and hawing, I went to the hospital yesterday, and I was there till the late evening. I had a bed for a while. It looked like I was going to be spending the night there, which was not ideal. And oh god, I'm feeling a bit better today, but just shocks you, doesn't it? Like I mean I do everything as best as I can, diet, exercise, the lot, but still, you know, your body can just throw a trump card in, really. And I'm still working out exactly what it is that's going on. I had a load of blood tests and stuff and didn't really know, but the doctor basically said he just reckoned it was adhesion so all he could come up with was adhesion in my stomach, which seems pretty tenuous to me, so I don't know. I just couldn't eat. I didn't eat anything for, I managed to eat a little bit on Saturday morning, and I just got up and forced some porridge down me, and it tasted horrible. It was exactly the same as I cook it all the time, but I could just, I hadn't eaten for so long, I think my taste buds were screwed. I've had a load of blood tests, and yeah, I'm out now, but I'm just sleeping again. I feel relieved I'm not in hospital, but I just feel annoyed that I don't really know what's wrong with me. So just relaxing, taking it easy. See how I do. Trying to stop sweating, hot and cold sweats and stuff, but it's a scare. This virus has knocked me for 6, and again, another beautiful day, and I woke up at 2 in the afternoon today. It's just weird. Anyway, my body clearly needs to rest, and that's what I'm doing. So I managed to get out now and enjoy a bit of the sun, but I'm determined to get blogging again, and I'm determined to get a few sort of regular things online and again, even though this week I've cancelled every sort of social engagement I have, because I just need to recover from this virus that's just absolutely knocked me out, and just let my body recover. So I'm listening to my body, basically. If it needs to rest, I'm going to rest. So but I did just want to talk about a little period. There was about an hour on Saturday when I was in hospital. I'd been admitted, very quick, very short period. I was actually on a hospital bed, but anyway, I was sitting on a hospital bed and feeling really bad and pain, like right in my stomach. At the time, I still thought it was a possible pancreatic flare-up, and I was just sitting there before any sort of actual diagnosis had come back from my bloods or P-test or anything like that, and I was just so angry at my former self from a couple of years ago, because I just thought that, all the good work I've been doing for the past 2 years wasn't for nothing by any means, but was just, it almost didn't matter what I was doing, because I was just, I'd fucked my body up that bad that something's always going to come back. And I was just I don't really know how to express it. I was just so angry. I was angry, like, beyond words, really, because even now I'm trying to explain it a couple of days after and I can't. But I was really angry at my former self. I'm disappointed in myself. Not recently. Very pleased with myself recently. But yeah, just frustration and a bit of anger and hatred at myself. So that's something I need to work around, I think. A little bit of work needs to be done on there. I didn't realise that was quite there in me still. So I'll take that to a group, I think, and have a good verbal thrash on that. But yeah, anyway, getting better. After initially quite a bad scare, actually, but yeah, getting a lot better now. And yeah, like I say, there's a lot more writing and a few different creative things I want to be doing. So hopefully we'll see a bit more of that on this channel, and I'll try and vlog whenever I can. Particularly, I really wanted to vlog then when I was angry in the hospital, but I didn't have my camera, so I couldn't. I just wanted to vent a bit then. I need to, at moments like that, I need to start turning the camera on myself, just to, because it helps me think, helps me process it and think and get it out of my head, and just by getting it out, it kind of makes me understand what's going on a bit more. Yeah, I find it very therapeutic, so I need to do it more. Well, after a week of almost just feeling, really low energy and just getting over whatever it was that caused me to, end up going to the hospital last weekend. Finally feeling better today, which is good. Went out on my morning run, managed to get some exercise done, which is always good, and yeah, just beginning to feel back to normal now. Just went to Cascade Cafe just to get out and catch up with some friends. Always catch up with people there, and know lots of people there, which is always nice. And yeah, just want to, now I'm feeling better, I just want to get on and enjoy some of this time off, so I'll see what that brings. Yesterday evening I was just going through this box here. That's where all my books are kept now. Don't have much space in this flat, so I've only got very few books. Most of them are on my Kindle, and I came across this book that I'd bought just before I moved quite a while ago anyway. Just before I moved here, and literally after, like, a week after I'd bought it, I just heard about it. I'd heard about it for a while. I bought it on Amazon, and it arrived, and then I think the same, almost like a couple of days after, my mum came up and visited me, and anyway I just gave it to her to read, and she ripped through it and then sent it back to me. And I started to read it, but only got about halfway through when I moved here, and it just got put in that box and sort of forgotten about for some reason. But I came across it last night, and I'd read about half of it, and I just picked it up and thought, right, I'll start reading it. Then just about in the evening I started reading it. I couldn't put it down. I spent half the night ripping through it, and yeah, just finished it. I did sleep, but yeah, just finished the last chapter this morning, and God, yeah, it just really reminds me of the others you drag into this whole recovery, addiction sphere. And it just makes me really want to sort of just out of the blue in the future, I think I'll just randomly send my parents some flowers or something. But I was thinking, what can I do? And actually the best thing to do is just to keep doing what I'm doing. Keep being as active as possible. As active as feels right. In recovery, and just, getting on with my life basically is the best way I can, repay them and slowly rebuild, trust and all the things that you kill basically. I know I'm doing that more, I'm well on the way to doing that, but it's always a work in progress. Remember yesterday when I was just going through getting my this week's Dear Curiosity sorted out, reading. I've got pages of stuff, backlog of stuff I'm going through for that, and read one of the quotes I've sort of grabbed or found from somewhere and just written down was the highest cliff you can fall from is trust. And yeah, it's very true. I don't find it hard to trust myself after a lot of the stuff I've gone through and done, so it can only be expected, right, from relatives. But the thing I did really pick up from this is just how when I was certainly going through rehab and early recovery, of course you feel really bad for family and affected others and everybody affected by it, but you're told, rightly so, to concentrate on yourself as much as possible, and that's certainly what I'd done, and that is definitely the right thing to be doing. But at the same time, it does mean you kind of think a little bit about what might be happening to other people, but you don't really give it as much thought as you perhaps should. But not at the time of going through, not at the time of getting off drugs and alcohol. You should definitely concentrate on yourself. But in retrospect, you sort of look back and you think, man, yeah. So really advise anybody to read this book. Mum, Can You Lend Me 20 Quid? What Drugs Did to My Family, by Elizabeth Burton Phillips. And one of the things that I do find really useful in my recovery is reading. I read a lot online and paper form and on my Kindle, that's recovery based, so all the time I'm sort of just thinking about it. I notice in the mornings, actually, a sort of morning routine now with breakfast is to get up and I have a Twitter account that's just for recovery, and I check that, and I usually read scientific papers or news articles, and stuff recovery based first thing in the morning. I was thinking yesterday that's kind of become the replacement for what I had in recovery, which was is it thought for the day, or it's just over there, I can't remember what it's called. Anyway, I'm rambling, so there's no point for that. But yeah, I mean, this book just really, it's not one you probably want to read too early in recovery, because it'll just make you feel really guilty and really bad about your family and what you've put others through, when maybe you should be concentrating more on yourself and your own recovery. But I finished reading it just under sort of 2 years after I went to rehab, and now that my emotions are a lot more level than they were just a year ago, really, and everything's settled down a lot more in my life and my outlook on life, it really made me appreciate, with a different lens, a different take on what my family and my wife went through. And yeah, you never really know how you can give back and be thankful for that. other than just try and spend some real golden moments with those people that you love and care about.